So this is morning in Balingup. We're only 2.5 hours from Perth, but the landscape here is so different. These fantastic rolling hills and fields, and it doesn't matter what time of year you come down to Balingup, there's always something to do. During the autumn, there's the Golden Valley Tree Park. During winter, the Medieval Carnivale, and during spring, the wildflower festivals. From here, we can get a view of some of the things that we're going to have a look at today. It's the perfect place to plan out the day's adventures. I can see the old cheese factory down there, but the first place I'm looking for is somewhere to have breakfast. The mushroom at number 61 is on the high street. It's very popular with locals, and there's a great selection of home-cooked foods for breakfast, including some award-winning pies. Do people come from all around for veggie pies?
We have lots of people come from all around for all the pies.
I'm going to come back for a pie because I think it's a bit early in the morning for a pie. But could I get the sautéed mushrooms on toast? Actually, I'll get gluten-free toast. Amazing, thank you. That's amazing. So it's local mushrooms, which obviously a bit of a speciality in the area, and all the stuff here is homemade. If I haven't had enough mushroom for breakfast, I might be popping back for lunch. Balingup definitely has its own kind of rustic character. Driving in last night at dusk, with sunset in my eyes, I could see these strange, slightly macabre figures by the side of the road. In the full light of day, I can now see scarecrows. I'm not sure where the scarecrow thing has come from, but they are scattered throughout the town. Slightly sinister vibe, but a very appealing one too. It's a lovely kind of sense that there might be something mysterious going on here. Village Pedlars is one of the oldest businesses in Balingup, and you can see it's in the heart of town and at the heart of the artistic community that's popped up around here.
Balingup always been a bit arty, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, probably for the last 50 years it's been arty.
All right.
Before there it was dairying. When mechanised farming came in, the farmers couldn't cope with the hills. I don't know if you've been over to Nannup, but it's very, very steep.
Yeah.
And so when they went to sell their farms, when they couldn't sell them as a farm, they sold them to the forest department and they put pines on. Cheese factory and the dairy closed down, and new people came to town and bought the farms.
Right.
Did other stuff. Hence the scarecrows in the main street.
Yes.
They're from the small farm field day. It's been going about, I think probably about 28, 29 years. Cool. And the idea is for people who've got less than 100 acres. So people who are going to buy small properties that they don't know anything about or what their responsibilities are, then we show them opportunities and teach them what they need to know.
Right, so the point of the festival is to bring people into the area to work them out.
Absolutely. Yes, if you come through in August, you see medieval knights and jesters because we have a 2-day medieval festival at the end of August.
I saw that. I'm quite keen to come back for that.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's very exciting, yeah.
Do you dress up?
No, sometimes not.
So this is kind of a little loft area that's been built in the old packing shed in Balingup, and so the packing shed was originally a wine packing shed, and it's had lots of lives over the years. We had the fruit winery out the front, which is morphing into a visitors centre, pharmacy, and this is a little shop called Wildling, which is organic food and fair trade and clothes and cool stuff. It's a lovely space and it's kind of evolving.
So it's become quite a community hub.
Absolutely.
One of the ways that you are currently contributing to the community is through the organisation of the Medieval Carnivale, which is in August this year. How long has that been running?
This is the 30th year. Yeah, it just grew, and there's a crazy amount of medieval enthusiasts in the state that just come out of the woodwork every year. Oh, about 10,000.
10,000.
Over a weekend.
So that's not just filling up...
Out of a community of 450.
That's amazing. All right. So it's not just filling up Balingup, it's filling up connecting
all the
towns
surrounding
all the way
towns.
to Nannup.
Absolutely.
Right.
Born more out of wanting to do something for the community, an event, and so I was sort of jumped on that as an idea and didn't realise how much support there would be, and there's so much support from particularly the medievalists, but it brings in all sorts of different people as well. So kind of Balingup's a little bit hippie, a little bit new-agey, a little bit earthy and grounded too.
Yeah, a bit arty.
And so a bit arty, so it brings all of that together as well. Because everyone comes dressed up, and dressed up crazily.
Yeah.
So if you just happen to wander in, it's like you're transported to a whole different world. And you can't help but get carried along with it.
Do you have to come in costume?
You don't have to, but you'll feel pretty out of place if you don't. We've also got a costume department where you can hire costumes.
Oh, do you really?
We do. It's
Oh,
pretty
fantastic.
big one,
Do you need to book them in advance?
If you want a good one, yeah, but
Okay.
you can kind of chance it on something as well.
But what sort of activities are actually taking place?
Oh, well, there's several fighting groups that come from, I think one actually comes from Geraldton, and they come from the city.
Wow.
And we've got a purpose-built arena down there, so there's all sorts of crazy fighting that happens in full suited armour, and there's archery that you can participate in. Kids can play with what they call boffer swords. They're swords made out of foam that are safe.
Oh, fantastic.
Lots of entertainment, lots of music, and circus-style entertainment that kind of feeds into that. There's a medieval feast on the Friday night. Actually sells out usually within an hour of going online.
Really?
And it's like everyone's fully dressed up. There's a story usually in there around what's going to happen at the carnival with the king and queen. We have a king and queen every year. Beautiful food. Usually we try to use local people, and for wine we have, wines and ciders, meads, all local. The local fruit winery provide a beautiful mulled wine. Yeah.
And this is the fruit winery that was previously located in the packing shed, but is moving to new premises.
Yep.
I'm curious to try some of this fruit wine.
I reckon we can organise that.
Can we still do that?
I reckon we can do that.
Excellent. So Sharon, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you run the Balingup Fruit Winery.
Yes, my husband and I bought it 3 years ago.
It's a bit of an institution. It's been around for a while now, hasn't it?
Absolutely, about 28 years it's
Okay.
actually been going, yeah.
And it's a bit different to most wineries in that no grapes have been injured in the production of...
That's right. Right, in our industry, grapes are not a fruit.
Is that right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. So we use real fruit. Yeah, and we make our wines full fortified, and I make them in the style of port.
Okay.
So essentially these are all fruit ports, all made here on site using the just beautiful fruits around Balingup.
So it's using local fruit?
Absolutely. We live in almost basically a fruit salad bowl.
Okay.
So we're mad not to.
How do these fruits fit in with the Medieval Carnival that runs in August?
Well, we have a lot of fun at the Medieval Carnival because our beautiful wines here are very popular, particularly when we do our medieval labels. So for example, one of our favourites, Ruby Red Plum, becomes Dragon's Blood. Our rhubarb and lime becomes Witch's Brew. Our nectarine becomes Jester's Nectar. Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Where should I begin?
Well, we will always begin in the rhubarb and lime because that's a lighter bodied port.
Okay.
So because I make them all in that port style, something like rhubarb and lime, it's not going to have a real heavy body.
It
but
almost looks like a rosé.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's got a really light freshness to it. And that's the lime that comes out after the rhubarb. I'm pretty sure you can't get a rhubarb and lime port anywhere else.
It's amazing. I've certainly never had rhubarb wine before that.
So you should get that nice lime coming in, really finishing off that taste.
It's very clean for a port.
And a lot of people, think of traditional ports. These are so much more. So you would put that over ice. Have it as a spritzer with some soda water. Put it with a gin and soda. You can do absolutely anything. Absolutely, summer port. We love that term.
Get to try one other one. Which one would you recommend?
Or I'd have to say the plum. This is made from Queen Garnet plums.
Okay.
Beautiful, rich, deep, dark plums. And picked up the back of Balingup at East Wynn Orchard.
Oh, fantastic.
Still have a lot more body to it, this one. And you should get that lovely plums straight away.
That's amazing. I mean, yeah, it's much heavier and full of plum.
Yes. Some people are surprised. They go, oh my gosh, I can taste so much plum.
No, it
That's all
really
that's in
tastes like
there.
fruit. That's amazing. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
This next stop is a bit of a Balingup institution. The Tinderbox has been here since 1982 and it offers a unique blend of spices, scents, soaps and a little sprinkling of magic. The first impression coming through the door here is the sense of calm that descends after the noise of the high street with the logging trucks going by. And it's just such a beautifully curated space, this wonderful natural timber and this slight medieval vibe that sort of leans towards the fantasy that seems to be quite popular in this area. All the products have a big focus on the natural. The incense here doesn't come in sticks to avoid the glues that generally goes into incense. It's all hand powdered. There's an amazing array of little trinkets and beautiful smelling things. It could be quite soothing after a morning travelling around. So I'm on my way to the old cheese factory, and what's interesting about this place is the area used to be really known for its dairy, which has died away a bit now. And the old cheese factory no longer sells any dairy products, but instead it's all about the arts and crafts that have really come to define Balingup. Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm David, nice to meet you.
David, nice to meet you. It's an incredible array of stuff here. I mean, what was the idea when you first opened the old cheese factory?
Well, I didn't open it.
So the business was already established like this, was it?
It was slightly different. The husband and wife team that owned it, they had been here about 10 years. My wife and I have owned it for the last 29 years.
Could you show us around a bit and show us some of the things people come here for?
So, there's a good example. That's knitted by a local lady who's 90 years old. That's handmade locally.
Okay. So it's a local pottery company? I mean, there's a lot of... it's not one person making all of this.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. This lady supplied me for many years. Unfortunately, she's passed away, but she was West Australian as well.
Oh, it's a collector's items now then.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah.
Very distinctive. I've got
So
a little bit of that left.
Beach scene with a grass tree.
Well, I like the grass tree,
Yeah.
particularly.
I'd say, David, my eye was caught by the, what do we call this? The LED lights here. Where have these come from?
Yeah, they were made locally. And so, that numbat's good.
That's beautiful.
There we go. We made that.
That's
For fish.
it's for fish, is it? It was the way you kept it under the counter made me think it had another purpose.
You just never know when there'll be a fish through the door. Oh, sorry. Now this is made by Vietnam vet, locally. Bruce.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, that's Jarrah. Now that's the real deal.
Yeah, it's got such a nice feel.
Yeah. So
Made by Bruce.
Made by Bruce. Second-hand books are very popular.
This is a labyrinth you've got here. Some classic Enid Blyton.
Enid Blyton, and you'd be surprised, but people are still chasing it. This area, which is what you call outback romance.
Is that big around here, is it? The outback romance?
All over Australia. Mm. But anyway, so second-hand books, they go well for it. And then that's trench art. Do you know what trench art is?
No, tell us. Made in the trench.
Well, trench art is a generic term from the First World War, but that's Second World War. So it's made from a shell case.
A shell case, yeah.
That is actually inscribed New Guinea. So that's 1942.
Rare as hen's teeth.
Absolutely. This is very popular. So that's mallee.
Yep.
People paint on it, or you can put a clock on it.
So how long's this building been here?
They started building the cheese factory in 1932, so during the Depression, and you can tell because if you go in the roof, it's what they call Depression craftsmanship.
Yeah.
And so they allowed you to complete your apprenticeship in 6 months.
Right.
To try and get people working.
Right. So you're saying it's not built quite as well as it...
it's not built as well as it would have been 20 years earlier, or indeed 20 years afterwards.
But it's still standing here after almost 100 years.
Don't jinx it.
And touch wood?
Yeah, absolutely. So in here you've got quite a lot of Jarrah stuff, local product, mostly local timber product, some grass tree, so like that.
That's what that is.
He paints under his grandfather's name, which is Mudipar. Originally born in Noangarup, lived locally here and then worked up north for a while.
It's a nice mix between the kind of traditional and modernist. It's almost got a kind of spacey fantasy feel to this one.
Yeah, very light. It's amazingly light. That it's a grass tree flower stem.
Yep.
Very interesting material.
It's very light.
Very, very light, but quite strong.
Okay.
Unique, obviously, to the southwest of WA.
So this would be useful for climbing up the hill out the front?
I reckon.
Yeah. Well, David, thank you for the tour. It was great
You're
to
welcome.
be shown around.
Come again. We're open every day except the 25th of December.
Excellent. We'll be back.
Good on you.
Thank you. Well, I'd say the old cheese factory wasn't quite what I expected. I know that it's WA's largest arts and craft gallery, but it was much more than that. David's got this great focus on getting Australian and local produce wherever he can, but there's just an amazing array of stuff in there, whether it's old bolts or bits of wood, or this fantastic labyrinth of books that apparently he has catalogued in his brain and can tell you where any author might be on the shelf. It reminded me of those old general stores that you used to find in these little country towns that had to have their own little bookshop and handyman outlet, a bit of everything. And I think one of the main appeals of that place is also David himself. He's quite a character, and I think given half a chance, he's got a few stories to tell you. So just down the road from the old cheese factory is this Balingup icon. As we know, big things are big, whether they're giant pineapples, big bananas, lobsters. Here we have a giant mushroom, which obviously connects with the area. It's slightly controversial with the locals, I'm told, because there are good mushrooms and not so good mushrooms. But what I like about it is I think it fits in quite well with the kind of magical, fantastical vibe that you get in the Balingup area. There's something of Lewis Carroll or Lord of the Rings to it. You can imagine elves or goblins dancing around it in the moonlight. So Jean, one thing that's struck me about since I've arrived in Balingup is how many art galleries there are, or little craft galleries. But what is it about this art gallery that stands out, do you think?
Well, we've come together, there was 8 originally a year ago.
8 artists?
Yeah, and it was for the Blackwood River Arts Trail. And initially it was only for the Blackwood River Arts Trail, but I just thought it's such a lovely space.
It's a beautiful space.
And like, why should we pack up all our art and take it home where no one can see it?
And you've got work of 9 Balingup artists here?
They're not all in Balingup. I'm in Balingup. Amy, who does the jewellery, is in Balingup.
Oh, that's...
Isn't it gorgeous?
So that's, what is that, wire that she's wrapped around the...
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And she carves avocado seeds and...
That's what these are avocado seeds. Where are your works, Jean?
Mine start there and they go to here. I just like trying all different things. The cafe and the visitors centre I did, but then apparently they've just moved. Okay. So my artwork there is historical. I've noticed when artists have been asked what inspires them, it's almost always to do with nature. Like it might be animals or it might be trees or it might be birds, but it's all nature. Nature is healing. You go into the forest for rest.
Jean, it was lovely being shown around and great to meet you, so thank you.
Yeah, same. Thank you so much for coming.
One of the things I've loved about being in Balingup today is that everything's really close to everything else. We've been able to walk from one place to another and get a real sense of the close-knit community that exists here. And from that community, there have been so many stories connected with this place, Gallery 18, the Balingup Goldsmiths. It seems so many people at different points of their lives have come here for a piece of jewellery that tells them something about themselves. Hi, I'm Mike.
Rick Thomas.
Rick, nice to meet you.
Yes.
So this has been established here for quite a while, hasn't it, the Jewellers?
We've been open here in this premise for 20 years. My family live 15 minutes away. I wanted to come down to be close to family.
Excellent.
And perfect place to be down here. It's just a beautiful part of the world.
One thing that's come up in the places we've gone today is that there's a lot of people in this community that have a connection to you, to the work that you've done at some key moment. So whether it's an engagement ring or some other key bit of jewellery, is it nice being the centre of the community in that way, being a point of connection?
Yeah, it is. It's and you guys, you get the grandparents, the parents and the children, And I've had customers come back 20 years later and the ring has to be repaired for the first time because it's getting worn. I can make things like, this piece of bling, if you want bling.
Okay.
And I made it to fit me so I can wear it.
Oh, very nice.
So it's pure bling. Actually, this is an apprentice that I had working while we trained.
Okay.
He made this piece.
That's great. Is that the Blackwood River running through these?
Yeah, and it's got a little sparkle of the diamond in there. And I've made these what tell a person's life story, and you make up a design as you're going around with like a
These
stream.
lifelines?
Yeah, a bit like lifelines. Made a few for some First Nations clients.
I'd like to talk a bit about the feel of the store because there's these fantastic works of art here, these carnival masks, for example.
With the mask, we did put a masquerade ball on here a few years ago as a fundraiser, and they just become parts of the shop, not necessarily for sale because they're character. The artwork, that's a lot of local artists. Gentleman makes the glassware on the table there. He lives in Bridgetown as well.
What's the furthest someone's travelled to come in?
I've made jewellery for people in England, from New Zealand, from Perth, a lot of people from up north. We've never done advertising or very minimal advertising. It's all been word of mouth. And I used to go around to people's houses with rolls of jewellery and say, this is what I've got, would you like to buy some jewellery or would you like to get something made? And it's just slowly built it up to a really quite a successful business, still going strong after 30 years.
Rick, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Been a pleasure talking about jewellery.
There's no better place to end a day in Balingup than here at the Golden Valley Tree Park. I'm standing in the World Collection where you'll find trees from across the globe. This is the Southern Hemisphere's largest arboretum, so it's a fantastic collection of trees here. It's beautiful at any time of year, but it's spectacular during the autumn where you'll see these fantastic golds and reds on all the trees.